Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Ketuvot Bet Amid Aleph. The Mishnah starts off with setting up the time for the wedding, when the ideal time is. Then the Gemara discusses what happens if they didn't get married on that time for various reasons. Honest, not his fault, not her fault. It just didn't work out. He's sick, she's sick. The day of the week didn't work out. So Gemara says there's many obligations that a wife has to a husband has to a wife. The Ketuvoth that we read under the chuppah, even the shirt off my back. If I owe you that money, I owe you that clothing, and even the shirt off my back, I will pay you. So there's a lot of obligations that one has towards the other one in many ways. With the work in the house, monetary obligations, physical obligations one has towards the other one. And now, person is honest, he's honest, or she's honest, and they cannot get married. And once they cannot get married due to no fault of his or no fault of hers, so what do we say about the obligations that was supposed to begin at the time of the marriage? The Gemara has a lot of aspects of this, of intim shalom. First of all, says, what if the date didn't work out? Okay, what if he's not well? Do we say, well, listen, it's his obligation to be married and to start sustaining her? Okay, what if he's ready and to sustain her, to marry her and sustain her, but now she's not well, she's not feeling well? So you could say, listen, I'm ready to be married and sustain you, but it's not happening. You're pushing off the wedding because you're not well. And the Gemara goes back and forth, and the Gemara's conclusion is brought down in the Shulchan Aruch, where the Shulchan Aruch writes in Nun Vav and Even Haezer, Higi az man shenanu leish v'lo nasa netchayvim b'zroteha afi shelo kanas v'im akva ones kagon shechal lahu o he. What if Stam Peter decided not to get married, so he's chayv on all his obligations? What if he is not well, or she is not well, or she gives man b'rechab b'sheni chol knos ino chayv lozana dav shechal tochas man, that if they got sick before the zman of the wedding and then didn't get married, then he's honest and he would not be obligated. Okay, but if it's if he already was obligated and didn't get married, then he gets sick afterwards, he's chayiv in the mizono. So the Shulchan Aruch concludes, based on the Gemara, that if he is honest, he is actually pator, exempt from the obligations, monetary obligations, if he didn't get married, or she was an anusa, she did not get married because she held up the wedding. I think a very important hashkafa, but that's a halachic aspect. The hashkafa philosophical point here is, it sounds something. I was like, oh, petty, because he can't marry, does not to stop paying her. The fact, what is marriage a business? And the answer was, of course, marriage is not a business. It's supposed to be a beautiful relationship with V'hayu L'vasar Echad. They should become one. They should have such connection and attachment to each other. But the Torah does set up a basic financial arrangement, which is part of the marriage. And like any relationship, the Torah sets up a business relationship, financial relationship, and marriage. The basic foundation have to be clear what the obligations are one to another. And then from there, the relationship, of course, should grow and flourish into beautiful connection, emotional relation that one has towards the other one. But the foundation has to be there, no different than two partners, brothers going to business. And every detail of the contract is clarified. And that's exactly how it should be. Shouldn't just be relying on, well, yeah, we'll work it out, everything's going to be fine. No, everything's clear, obligations are clear, and then Yetz Hashem built up a beautiful, loving relationship. So marriage obviously is not the same. The connection of man to a wife is different than any other relationship. But the idea that there should be clarity in the relationship, in the physical relationship one has towards the other, obligations one has towards the other, financial obligation one has towards the other, that should be all clear when it starts, what the nature of it is, and then in Yetz Hashem, with that framework, they should be able to build a beautiful Bayinem on B'Yisrael Shalom.